You are now listening to Akashic Knowledge for Spiritual Growth and Transformation. Your host along this journey, Pleiades.
Greetings, family, beings of light from all throughout the multiverse. I am Pleiades from Akashic Knowledge, coming at you with Akashic Knowledge podcast number 7 with my brother Chris from Peaceful Human Advancement, and we are going to be talking about some pretty groovy topics, specifically focusing around extraterrestrials, where my brother here has quite a good amount of expertise, and I'm going to allow you to do the honors of introducing a little bit about yourself and as well as the avenues that you are familiar with extraterrestrial beings, brother.
Woo! So life and light to all of you. As Pleiades said, greetings to all the star friends out there, in here, over there, left, right, up and down. So yes, formally, I guess I'm Chris from Peaceful Human Advancement. It's funny because people have been forgetting my name, so kind of been going by P.H.A, which is really interesting. But yeah, extraterrestrials, galactics, our cosmic friends, our star friends. This work has been very important for my life for the past couple of years, really assisting people in meeting their star family, having my own personal experiences that have expanded tremendously. Really, since the whole Corona thing hit, there have been a whole bunch of people having contact. Just today, before I got on here with you, someone who I was talking to yesterday, she sent me a video of a craft in the sky. I'm like, this is a thing. Every time I talk to people, they start to tune in. So
Becoming more aware and open, and it's happening
and
more and more.
It just
so
happens,
beautiful.
brother. Yeah. And just real quick on Peaceful Human Advancement, the intention of P.H.A is to assist humanity in becoming interstellar people through the work that I do, right? Through understanding who and what they truly are. That, our friend here is one with us. Okay. We'll talk about the image behind me and later on, but that's a quick overview. So greetings, you all, and I'm grateful and thank you, Pleiades, for having me.
Yo, it's a pleasure to have you, man. Truly, every single time we interact, it really is just like a mutual revitalization. Very harmonic for sure.
Yes.
Glad to have you on, brother. So,
Yeah,
one thing that I will say before we get started is mentioning the retreat that we'll be doing in about a month in New York. The
U.H.A.
Yep,
Yeah.
U.H.A. United Human Alliance, man. If you want to give a little bit of insight on that as well.
Yeah, of course. So U.H.A, United Human Alliance. It's funny that where everything comes full circle. You were one of, if not the first person I reached out to with this idea of bringing people together in person. Yes, during this time. Yes, intentionally. Because I'm finding that it's important for us to take root in New Earth, right? Take these higher frequencies and really ground them into this new Earth, this intention, and actualize it, not just type it out on Instagram and Facebook, which is important, but true manifestation is whenever you can experience it like in real time, right here, right now. So we're inviting people from all over the country to come join us June 12th through the 14th. Pleiades and a few other people are going to be doing some music. We'll have meditation, vegan alkaline food. I'll be teaching cosmic contact. Just a bunch of beautiful things happening over this weekend to really emulate a miniature New Earth is what I like to say. So this weekend, in my opinion, is going to be a representative of what New Earth could look like, right? Where we have kids around, people eating some yummy food, some music, and this high vibrational energy, which is just the norm. So tickets are still available. However, they are going super, super quick. We just had a few people register yesterday and today. I think we have 2 or 3 private rooms left. I think all the shared rooms are gone, which is crazy. It's crazy.
So quick, man.
Right?
It's
so quick.
So quick. Because you really were. I was one of the first people you called. I saw the whole thing happen in real time.
Right.
What was it? 2 weeks ago? Something like that?
Yeah. I don't even think it was 2 weeks. It was just like a week, maybe 2 weeks at the most. But
wild.
Yeah, I just want to extend the invitation to all of you watching this. If you're ready to, or feel called to take this next step forward, we are here with you as you for UHA Weekend, United Human Alliance, grounding higher frequencies into New Earth. So, yeah, that's the space.
Essentially something that I feel like is worth touching up on, as you said specifically, yes, during this time of this Corona junk. Like, the thing is, this whole Corona thing is really providing an opportunity to show and really bring people into jumping towards new earth like life. You're removing yourself from your job, you're removing yourself from all of the things that are of the old earth, so to speak, of the 3D earth,
Right.
transitioning into a space where basically all of the potentials are in front of you. So you can choose to, go towards the route of trying to go back to another job and this, that, and the other. Or now that has been removed from your experience, a lot of people are at a crossroads where they might not necessarily, they might know that they obviously want to go in the direction of New Earth, but they don't know how. And that's why that's really where a lot of this work that, we're all doing in such different ways, but doing the same exact work is showing the people, just kind of guiding through their hands, like the people who are receptive and they're open and they're enthusiastic and they're passionate about this path, but they don't know where to go. They just need a little nudge, need a little guidance. And that's where we can really pour into them through the workshops, through the music, through the food, through the everything that we're going to be doing, kind of telling people like, this isn't just cool, groovy information.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
whoa, my mind is blown. You can apply this information
and really shift your life.
And that's what we're trying to really do, is create, like you said, a community of individuals who are willing, ready, and everyone's able. Everyone's capable, but not everyone's willing
to do it
and have the drive to. So we're taking the people who have the drive to really take action on this vision and giving them a platform and a community and a support system in real physicality to be encouraged to go down that route, because it is a heart leap. You gotta leave a lot of fear at the door, so to speak, before you go into this new earth. It's like taking off your shoes and everything before you go into this new house, all those shoes being all your attachments to the things that were limiting you in the old way of being. So like, that's why, this is going to be such a transformative gathering, especially during this time.
Is exactly. And I'll just continue on with that beautiful energy. Is we're at a crossroads as a species. Okay, I say this all the time: peaceful human advancement. I would not be here on this earth if we were not ready to take this, if humans are not ready to take this step forward. I signed up for this knowing that all this was going to go down, and the work that I would bring to the table would assist in taking people across the bridge. What's the bridge? Okay, it's okay that we have ego. It's okay that we have attachment. All those things are okay of the old earth, right? But all causes have their effect. We're not meant to stay there. The universe is always moving forward. Everything is always shifting, evolving, changing form, one to the next to the next. Well, as of now, humans have not yet learned how to do that. We are currently learning how to make this shift into the new earth, which is really just the earth, period. The higher vibrational, you just totally glitch. You just like little thing. I just saw that on your camera. That was cool.
I was moving the camera.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, what?
I'm trying to because this left ear keeps on getting immersed in a green screen, but I think it's just part of the whole jig of having a green screen. So.
Right, man. Yeah. So really, and what you're saying, Pleiades, is perfect, right? Teaching people, what I like to say is reminding people, because we all know there's nothing we have to learn. We have the knowledge. We're are just the
reminders, confirmations.
We're reminding you of, okay, listen, yes, you're a powerful being. Yes, it's okay to speak with extraterrestrials. Yes, it's okay to live with your higher self and talk to yourself, and like all these things that people experience. It's okay, right? Because now what we're doing is we're saying we've been existing just as the pinky. Oh, we're here to show you have 9 other fingers, baby. So let's check them out.
Right? Showing what we have the potential to become, what we already have that we can embody and step into and utilize.
Right.
Everyone already has it within us, and unlocking it and stepping into that is really where the guidance comes into play. And I love how you stated that. So essential. None of us are teaching really anything. We're not telling you anything that your soul doesn't already know. When you came into this incarnation, we got wiped with the divine amnesia that you got subscribed to the belief and illusion that you don't know these things and that they aren't part of your experience and that you are limited to the perceptions that you experience, when in reality, what we perceive and experience and are able to interact with is just an infinitesimally small fractal of what there is to the whole cosmos of existence. And what we are.
It really is. We experience on a regular basis, most human beings in a regular lifespan, 0 to 100 at the most years experience this much of reality. And the thing is, we experience this much of the reality over and over and over again. So, but this time around, as a human species, humanity, the collective consciousness is ready to experience, instead of this much, now this much. Okay. Now, how's that possible, right? Well, one thing is that soul gets as many lifetimes as it needs to evolve. There's no limit. There's no
infinite time. Everyone evolves.
Infinite.
It's just a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time. And whenever we say it's a matter of time, we mean it's a matter of what point in time, because that time's infinite. You see what I'm saying? So we get to come back and assist in this grand evolution of consciousness so that humanity can take its space among the stars. And every single word I just said right there was intentional. Take its space both among the stars, but also within the space of, the cosmos itself. Humans are very amazing breed or species or race of beings. Very amazing. We have the ability to be invisible, astral projection. We have the ability to interact with the physical world, right? Dense 3D matter. We have the ability to dream. We have the ability to emote. We have the ability to create universes, which I don't know if people understand that, but at the height of human potential, humans create universes. Okay. Now, I'm taking you into the first rabbit hole of today, please. Right.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. There's a big theory that there's beings that are like kind of controlling the matrix and kind of pinpointing their energy. And there's a little truth to that. Okay. Now, you think of a gardener. Okay. You think of someone who's taking care of the plants and they're taking care of the soil, they water it, but then they go in the house and they kind of let the garden be and do what it needs to do. Right. Well, the more evolved you become, the more responsibility you have. You can get to a state of consciousness where you actually can create a universe and you become responsible for the beings within that universe. Now, just as the flowers have free will to grow and attract bees, humans in this phase of consciousness still have free will. Do you see what I'm saying? So we have these beings who are well more evolved than us, who are able to assist us, but also have created this universe. Woo! It's a lot. It's a lot, but they've helped create this universe. My point is, we are getting to that point where humans are realizing our potential to create universes, to create anything, really just be powerful creators, period. So
it comes with the realization of understanding that we are, the creator is within us and we are within the creator. So essentially, like all of existence itself, we can, in the Hermetic principles, the Kabbalion and all those, ideologies and way of being, they understand it as what they describe as the infinite living mind, right? That's one of the best mind, ways that the infinite living mind, or the all, they call it sometimes, the all being an infinite living mind. And this is essentially what it is, because anyone watching this podcast, I'm sure, is aware that there is an intelligent design behind that of nature.
Everything
that is represented mathematically with sacred geometry and Fibonacci sequences within conch shells and freaking flowers and the human ears and all of the,
I love it.
Exactly, all of the elements of our reality. Yup, the pine cone, all of these things, like representing the pineal gland, like all of these different connections between our universe, representing that it is by no means sporadic, random coincidence, as a lot of people like to say in popular old paradigm thinking. But that being said, there is an intelligence behind it. Obviously, this intelligence is very abstract and remote in comparison to the human intellect. The human intellect is a fractalized version of it. So that's where, you know, the distortion throughout history has come. They understand that there's an intelligence behind all this stuff, and instantly what humans want to do is they want to identify with it, and they want to be like, oh, this, to even begin to think that this infinite living mind possesses any of the human emotions of like anguish and like pit, like all these types of human characteristics that are of our lower vibrational state of being.
Yeah.
That's where the distortion starts to happen and stuff like that. But it is infinite in the sense that it doesn't have, you know, if for something to be all that there is, you cannot add from it and you cannot subtract from it. You can't multiply from it. It can't divide itself. It can't. This is what the Hermetic principles. There's no reproduction, nothing like that. It just is.
It just is
that
all
there
the time.
is.
All the
so
time.
It is infinite, right? And then it creates the dreams, so to speak, of all of the form and matter from the dualities and expressions that it manifests in the form of universes, in the forms of logos that the law of one calls it, or stars that create solar systems and stuff like that. This being said, we are fractals of the all that potentially within each particle of the universe is the origin of the whole universe, is all of source of creation, and we have all of that in us.
And every single point in consciousness, first off, beautifully said. I'm over here like, whew, yes, home, yes, say it. But if someone said, okay, so where's the middle of the universe? Where's the middle of God? Where's the middle of the all?
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Every space and time is the beginning and in the end. Now, this gets into some pretty cool physics, right? And we're going to take another step here. When you understand what we're talking about, anyone who watches this, that there is no over there, there's no out there, there's no up or down, that it's all here now. Time travel, telepathy become way more easy to understand. Connection with star beings become way more easy to understand, because now we remove the ego's limit of space and time, of over there, up there, down here. It becomes, if there's no middle, if there's no starting point, then that means Pleiades is sitting energetically, he is right here now. Now, if I want to send him a telepathic message, he could be all the way in New Jersey, he could be on Venus, he could be on Mars, it wouldn't matter. Because as soon as the intention is set through the laws of sacred geometry, the principles that make things move take space, they start to do their thing, the vortex spins, and he gets the message. So this is a really beautiful introduction to allowing souls to understand how not limited they are, how free they really, really are, how silly it is to, how silly it is to allow the human condition to warp us into these finite shells whenever we are truly the whole entire wave of vibrational existence.
Everything that you're saying is just so on point, man, first of all. And second of all, like it all the whole way of thinking that you're saying of, like, you know, humanity allowing ourselves to be confined to this limited perspective of reality comes into the identification with the law of relativity. And I'm not necessarily just talking about Einstein's special and general relativity. I'm talking about like duality as a whole. For something to exist, there has to be something to compare it to. And that comes into, you know, the universe being the only thing that really exists is complete unity, right? So this has been something that has been coming to me a lot very much recently, is this understanding in many different ways, shapes, or forms, coming in my meditations and stuff like that. A really powerful reminder is that the positive and the negative are projections of the unity, therefore to say that inherently they don't exist. There is no good, there is no bad, there is no high vibe, there is no low vibe. They're just projections of the vibe of all that there is. Right.
Brother,
So,
as soon as we start to get into the thinking and labeling, and really not knowing, but the thinking mind, we lose sight of it. It's only in that moment, of complete stillness, of shutting off literally everything, that we start to really understand this concept, right? That oh man, where is it? I have it written down somewhere. Maybe I'll send it to you later. But I wrote this in a poetry because I think we have come to the same conclusions, right? That in order to experience the all, we have to not identify with really anything. The second you start to label, categorize, identify, the further away you get away from source, the more you label, the more you categorize. The more you do that, the more you identify with those experiences, the more you forget that you're this infinite being. However, that has been essential for humanity up until this point. And this is where I want to bridge us into where the ETs come into play, right? So, did you want to say something? Because I feel like I actually just
Nah, bro. Keep it flowing.
All right. So, humans have needed duality consciousness up until this point, right? 2020. We're actually long overdue. We've existed separate from our true self, all right? And we're going to bring this back down to earth for everyone. We've existed in separation from our true self. Now, the second we start to unify back within that I am presence, right? And all the I am presence is knowing that that you are all of it, that you're all of it already, that you don't have to go anywhere to be anything other than what you are right here, right now. Now, having said that, there's actual physical beings who are light years, millions of years more advanced and evolved, who know these things, who've been living with this knowledge for millions of years. So you have to extrapolate. Okay, first off, here me and Pleiades talking about this, right? Offering this wisdom, these reminders to humanity. But there's beings who've been doing this, like this is what they do. This is what they've done for millions of years. Now, you take a race like that and you want to communicate with a less evolved species like the human race. Whenever I say less evolved, all I mean is a misidentification with who they are. That's all I mean, period. All right. So the beings who are more evolved, they understand what they are, how they've come to be. They want to communicate now with someone like Pleiades or someone like Chris or, P.H.A. So they're going to try to communicate with us, but they can't come to physical Earth yet because of the corruption and the killings and blah, 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 blah. Just like you wouldn't just walk into a knife fight or something like that, right? You wouldn't just step in the middle. So until humans learn peace, until they master peace, which I love that song, by the way. So until they master peace, ETs can't fully manifest themselves because it's actually dangerous. It's dangerous on some level. So what they do is they speak through meditation, dream state, astral projection, symbols. So if anyone has seen anything, I'm trying to get these symbols right. I don't know how well this is going to come through on the. It's not coming through. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, you could take off the background temporarily. It's coming.
Yeah.
Like.
So I'm gonna take this off just for 1 second. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So these symbols right here, you can see them now.
Yeah. See them loud and clear.
So these symbols came to me through meditation, right? And when this happened, I had no idea what it meant, what was going on, why it was happening, because I was still in my human mind. I don't even like saying human, but I was still in my thinking mind. Okay. Now, I'm drawing a conclusion here for everyone. Symbols, sounds, vibration is the name of the game. That's how communication works. Spoken word is kind of like a last resort for most beings. So you think of the human race and how much we talk. The more we evolve, we're going to start using symbols more. And this is how ETs are communicating. They're communicating through symbols. They're communicating through telepathy. They're communicating through deeper knowings. So anyone watching this, just first off, stop judging yourself for being crazy, because you're not. Are you in contact with advanced beings? Chances are yes, because they want to communicate with us right now. They're ready to assist us. So I'll pause right there. And I just wanted to kind of draw that bridge between where we are now as a people and how that looks for advanced beings, and how we can kind of bridge that gap between all of us. We can all exist in the cosmos.
Beautiful, beautiful for sure. So that brings me into a really great segue to ask this question, and that is,
Yes.
for those who are essentially aware of the majority of information that we have been discussing thus far relating to extraterrestrial higher density beings, that, like you said, this is just what they do. You know, as you move past, like, you know, third, fourth, fifth density, you get onto the path of service to others. You know, you can only get to about 6.5 density traversing the ascension path of service to self before you eventually reach a point where you can't go any further in evolution if you don't switch to service to others. You have to at some point. You can't completely reunify with source unless you go to service to others. So all of these beings that are here to literally exist for the single exclusive purpose of service, that are completely open. They have access to the Akashic records. They have access to the past, present, and future, access to all the wisdom that they've personally used to get to where they are in evolution. So my question is, for the individual who is just starting to get curious about how to make contact with these beings, what are some basic beginner steps that you would give to somebody to be able to initiate a conversation with these higher density beings that are here to serve?
So I always like to use yoga, right? So why do people go do yoga, right? Why do people reach out to a yoga instructor? And why is the yoga instructor looking for students, right? So the yoga instructor, now representing that more advanced being, as you said, only wants to give, because it knows, well, I'm only helping. This is the only way I can move forward, right? Now, the student in the yoga class wants to receive so that they too also can give later on down the line. This is all going to connect. It's how to make contact. Now, what the yoga student does is they start to research and they say, okay, I think I need to go take yoga. And then they reach out and just say, hey, do you teach yoga class, and where do you teach? The teacher says, yes, I teach here, and they go to the yoga class, right? Now, take the same scenario with the ETs and a human being who wants to initially make contact. The first thing you have to do is come from a pure space within your heart. Just like if you go to yoga class and you're afraid and fearful, your experience is going to be, you're going to hurt. You might actually hurt your physical body, right? So if you're reaching out to ETs and you perceive them to only the Pleiadians to be good and the reptilians to be bad with this duality thinking, you're going to taint your own experience, not because of anything that they're doing, but because you're now sending out the energetic print of, I only want to see the good ones. Okay. Now what that's going to do is you're going to see a ship in the sky, or you're going to hear something, and they're going to show up because you're intending to do it. And if it's not in the way that you want it to, you're going to freak yourself out. So number one is step into unity consciousness, right? To know that these beings are not here to harm. They are not here to harm. Okay. Move from your heart and just set the intention. Really just set the intention. So it doesn't matter what level of consciousness you are. If you're pure in intent, they're going to hear you. Remember, they've been using telepathy for 40, 50,000 million years. Okay. So it's really something simple like this. All right, I hear Pleiades, I hear Chris talking about this, I see Dr. Greer talking about that. I want to connect myself. Okay. So you're feeling this energy in your heart. You're knowing in your pure space. You may say something like, I'm ready and I'm open to receive your assistance. Simple. People are so surprised. I'm like, yeah. Like,
the words don't matter. It's the energy.
It's the energy. It's the energy. You don't even have to say your words. So that's a very basic and simple principle. And then you can build on that, right? You can then get into building relationships and friendships. And sometimes whenever I go outside and we're making contact, which happens like almost every single night. Like we've developed this relationship over 5 years now. I'll say something like, listen, I got to put the kids to bed, but come visit me in dream space. Boom. I'm seeing starships in my dreams and da 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 da. So what ET contact does is it forces you to go beyond your limited thinking. It forces you to kind of move into this higher state of knowing where like, okay, they're just people like us, right? They may look a little funky, or maybe we look funky to them. but that's really it. It like breaks through your ego so quickly because you'll find out real quick if you're still afraid of aliens. You'll find out real quick whenever you're doing contact work, and it forces you to level up your internal knowing too. So
yeah, and definitely I feel like to have any types of experiences with these, it allows you to really just like out of necessity to come face to face with the fears that you may have that are preventing you from jumping on, because quite frankly, exactly like you said, these beings are just us. They're just millions or tens of millions or hundreds of millions of years in Earth years more old and ancient than us, and it evolved and stuff like that. So as they've gone through the densities and the higher dimensions, they exist in realms that they don't necessarily need to possess physical matter. For us to transcend the worldly, the earthly realm that we inhabit, we have to release all of these vibrations that keep us tethered to it, one of the most significant being fear.
Right.
So when you really are face to face with the contact experience, this even goes with like out of body experiences, astral projections, even some lucid dreaming and stuff like that. You really have to let go of all remaining aspects of fear about the experience, and until you really work through that fear, that's when, like you said, you coming from a pure-hearted intention, you holding the intention of the frequency that you're transmitting, the guidance you might want, you just want the contact experience, whatever the case may be, your specific intention. Yeah, just, howdy, how is it? I haven't seen you for lifetimes. I just want to say what's up. Like,
yeah,
it really doesn't matter what it is. So releasing that fear, and then it allows you to step into space where it's just commonplace because you're aware of the multidimensional nature of reality, and that we're not just these gross physical forms, and that there's vibrations beyond it.
And I really like how you're bringing it back to, they had to go through this too. No one gets a free pass. Yep. No one gets a free pass. Okay. So the reason that the ETs are actually so loving, the reason that they're so compassionate,
they understand what it's like.
They're so patient. They're like, yo, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. They understand. They've been there. They've done. That's why they want to assist and help, right? Also, another key point I want to zoom out here is understanding the cosmos, the cosmology. I did a what was it called? A webinar on this a couple months ago. This is how things work, and I'll break it down in like a minute for you all here. So as Pleiades is saying, they exist in these higher densities, but they had to go through all these levels of consciousness. When you go through the levels of consciousness, yeah, you still might feel these things, but these things are no longer overtaking you. Okay. Now your main operation system is from here and above. That doesn't mean you don't feel what's going on here. It means that your main operation system is from here above. That's on a human term, right? Now, in order for these beings to do what they're doing, to be in service to others, they have to learn how to operate from here and above. Okay. Now, the cosmology of the universe, a level 0 is war, fear, separation, duality. That's a level 0 civilization. Okay. Level 1 is global peace. Okay. Level 2 is universal peace. And level 3, you start studying the science of consciousness. Think about that. Okay. That there's beings studying the science of consciousness who are applying it to their everyday technology. So where they have a phone, but they think and the phone turns on, right? That they're using symbols to time travel, that they're using wormholes to transport themselves. Level 4 and 5, you have to be universally peaceful, but also globally peaceful. Like peace just has to be like your step one. Like it just has to be you. And then level, you can't go to another civilization without reaching level 4 or 5, which is to say, you do not get the rights to traverse the cosmos freely unless you are a 4 or 5 advanced being. You don't have access because the universe is not built on disorder and like war, because those things are not able to be continuous. They don't continue on. Any being who is on Earth from a different star system who's making contact is a 4 or 5. Okay, so anyone who's still holding on to the fear of reptilians, holding on to the fear of the Dracos, holding on to the fear of any of these things, I invite you to understand the cosmos of the universe. All right, are there bad reptilians? I don't know, maybe, but what's bad? Are humans are bad, or are they good species? You see what I'm saying? So exactly, right? So I would venture to say it's all based on the individual versus the overall race. Okay, so but the key here is, and Pleiades, you already said this, when we're moving from that pure space, from that pure heart-centered vibration, you only pull that light to you. Light attracts light, so you don't have to worry about anything because you're in a high vibration. So you're only going to attract high vibrational beings to you, right? So the cosmology of the universe is so important because a lot of people are afraid because of the programming, my friend. They're afraid of from all the movies they've seen, the documentaries they watch, which has all been based in fear and separation of us versus them. But that's not what this is at all. This is really about humans ascending into the states of being where we're all unified and becoming interstellar. Like, this is it, man. This is the name of the game right now.
Absolutely, man. So I feel very implored to ask you your opinion on this topic, and basically just what comes to you in regards to intuition and just your prediction. So disclosure, right?
Go for it. Let's get it.
Disclosure. Disclosure with extraterrestrials. Chris, when are we gonna see the human race interacting with the higher beings and having a peaceful, co-harmonious interrelations with them, and it being in the popular consciousness? When are we going to see on the news that, the president's shaking hands with a being from Dimension 47 on planet Era? Like, when in this, obviously that's an example that's out there, but like, when do you think personally we can expect this time frame of disclosure worldwide?
So disclosure on that level, because there's different levels to disclosure. There's, and we're already seeing it, right? Just peaceful human advancement is part of the disclosure, right? Anyone who looks at this account, you're going to see the contact experiences are happening daily, right? There's been a news article about UFOs being real, that other beings being real.
Yeah,
this is now becoming mainstream. Okay, the Navy has come out with articles about seeing things in the sea. The Air Force is seeing things in the sky, where they're actually showing on the news radar images of the UFOs flying. So Dr. Greer just came out with his new documentary, right? C5 Contact, Close Encounters Contact has begun. So we're seeing the very beginning stages of this disclosure movement. Now, you can have your individual disclosure, go out under the stars tonight, wherever you are in the world, set the intention, do a little meditation before, and keep your eyes on the sky, pay attention to what's happening around you. There's your disclosure. But what you're talking about is on a mass scale. Everyone knows about it. It's no longer secret. No one's fighting about it. I think within my lifetime, I'm only 30 years old, right? I really believe within my lifetime, I'm meant to usher in that kind of relationship with people. I know I'm being prepared to contact them like in real time in the physical way, right? Where they're fully manifest, okay? I've seen them fully manifest in dreams and, in the skies, but I haven't seen a being come out of a starship and like, come on down. But I would say I keep hearing 2025 and beyond, 2025 and beyond, 2025 and
Mm.
beyond. So as far as a prediction, um, I really feel like 2025 is going to be a huge year. It's a 9 year. There's a lot of, I think my daughter's here. What's up, Cora? Yeah. So I think 2025, you can expect to see something like that where you're going to see a physical being. It's going to be mainstream. Everyone's going to know about it. We'll be making dinner plans with them. I invite them to dinner all the time, honestly.
Do they
So
enjoy the earth cooking?
actually, they don't. So I asked them once. I said, "Okay, so what do you guys eat?" And so energy. And that sounds awful, but it's not what you think. So if you think
It's
of
like
a peanut,
nom 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 nom.
they're like, blah, 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 blah. No. So if you think like of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you have the thought of it, then you have the taste of it, and then it eventually becomes physical. They think of, sustenance, and they just are filled with it because they're one with God's source itself. So they don't really eat as much as they are continually aligning themselves with who and what they truly are, and that becomes
So
their
these
source.
beings that you are interacting with, that you're referring to this statement, would you say that they are beings that have achieved beyond just their astral forms and really in the
Mm,
causal body, to the causal body being the body of just like, from what I understand, there's like three main soul encasements, three main soul
yeah.
bodies before you reunify with complete source
Mm,
consciousness: the physical body, the astral body, and then the causal
causal.
body.
Yeah.
The physical body being, physical matter, the astral
Right.
body being energy, consciousness, feelings, etc., and then the
Mm.
causal body being just thoughts alone.
Pure
So
thought.
if you are just a soul in a very thin body of just the causal body of thought, you can just instantly manifest anything and everything instantaneously. And if you wish to have sustenance, it's just as simple as thinking it, because you are in the realm that you interact with thoughts just as you interact with matter, because
Mm-hmm.
thoughts, the
Mm-hmm.
imagination,
Right.
are
See,
a
you got it.
vibratory plane of existence, just like matter is, but
Now we're
matter is
talking.
just a lower vibration. So as you access an so much higher vibration, you are in the same realm
Right.
literally as your
Right.
thoughts, so you can
Right.
think something and experience it in real time.
Right, brother. And that's it. That's it. That's 100% it. And I'll take you a step further now. Where the ET and human consciousness really mold together is through the astral understanding. All right. So when you have out of body experiences, so we as multidimensional beings, um, like parts of my consciousness are actually extraterrestrial. And I know people might think that's weird, but we can dive into that, what that really means. But we have a body for every part of the universe. Now think about that. We just started this podcast and said the universe is infinite. Now I'm telling you, we have a body for every part of the universe, which means we have infinite amounts of experiences. So you're in this physical world, you need a physical body to interact here. You leave your body at night when you go to sleep, you have that astral body. But you, in that astral form, you can keep going. And when you keep going, you become less and less and less physical. You become more ethereal, until you just become a singular perception of consciousness. And whenever you become a singular perception of consciousness, you literally are unified with your source, with your God source, with the source. Now, from there, you can be an extraterrestrial. You can be a human. I don't think you can go back to being an animal, because I think consciousness only progresses. It doesn't go back. It doesn't redo itself. Okay. It only is moving forward. Right. But to answer your question about the causal realm, yes, that's the level of beings I'm in contact with are very advanced. If anyone reads any information that comes through this site, I have a hard time even believing it myself. They've told me things about the family structure that's going to happen within our lifetime. Families are going to look so much different. It's going to be just one big family. Okay. So instead of husband and wife, 4 kids, cat and dog, it's human being, we're here to assist each other. We're together for 10 days, 10 years, 100 years. But there's no ties. There's no, you have to stay in this relationship, because it's all about the soul progress. And each being sees the other as a means to assist in their own evolution. And the kids built through this relationship are now not the parents, just their responsibility. They could say, okay, I see you as a divine soul. You have free reign. Yes, I am the one who birthed you, but I do not own you. I do not control you. This kid could be raised by someone down the street. Now, the someone down the street will be just as advanced and just as evolved and part of the big family, right? So there'll be one family of humans, which really makes sense, because then there's the peace part of it, right? And in the Galactic Council, there's really only one family. We all look out for each other. We all take care of the children. We all are the parent, the guardian. We all are the caretakers of each other. So this is kind of the wisdom that they've been sharing with me. And I'm like, this is actually going into the book that I wanted to talk about. So,
Perfect
yeah.
that it came back up.
I know. Excuse me. But does that answer your question as far as the level of consciousness? Like, yes, they're super advanced. In the causal realm, they can have a physical form if they need. I think they have taken on physical form to assist me on this journey whenever I've kind of veered off to the left and then to the right.
Yeah, it definitely answers my question, brother.
Yeah, so I know I keep on going off on these tangents, but
that's what the podcast is for, bro. It's for intelligently directed tangents.
Intelligently directed, exactly. Can I speak on the book a little bit, just since we circled back to that? Okay.
I would be offended if you didn't.
There you go. Okay. So what you're seeing back here, right? This is one of the beings that I'm in contact with. She is, and I have her permission, right? We communicated about this. She's an Arcturian. I'm hearing high priestess, queen, or she's in high regard woman being from Arcturus, from the Arcturian race of beings. What you're seeing here, she appeared to me through meditation. And I'm going to tell you all how foreign this was for me, because I didn't care what kind of beings I was connected with. I didn't even want to know their name. But the way that she came through was really, really powerful. I was using a symbol that I was shown, and I saw in my meditation a being who had these indents in the side of her head and an indent here. And she was doing this. She had a very slender jaw. She had the black things going over her eyes. Very beautiful, no hair. I saw all this through meditation. Now, I didn't care to look up Arcturians or anything, right? So wouldn't you know, I'm writing this book. I'm not going to tell anyone the title yet. And I'm like, okay, and I actually drew her picture the best I could, right? Before I looked anything up, I was like, let me just see what like Arcturians look like. I Googled it. I saw this being with the indents in their side here. I'm like,
looks just like the thing behind you.
Her.
That's Arcturians.
That's her, brother. It's crazy, but she showed up to me in this meditation, right? She's been one of the lead team members that I work with. So those of you who don't know, I forgot to mention this, but I work with the ETT, so the ET therapeutic team. They assist me in my healing sessions. They assist me in the meditations, but they share with me the technology that I use in inner light energy tunings that I work with one-on-one whenever I do with people. And they're teaching me how to use this advanced technology and the symbols to assist humanity. And she's one of these right here. She's one of the beings who is doing this. So I had a beautiful artist, Asha Lily Art, who's down in Australia, draw this beautiful geometry in this symbol. So this is one of the guardians of, right now she's saying one of the guardians of Earth. She's never said that before. 1 second. Do you mind if I tune in for a second? Because I'm feeling. Okay. Yeah. Let me. So give me a second. So, this is awesome. So she's one of the guardians of Earth, but she wants to show up for you, Pleiades, actually, and she's telling me that she has been observing you, and honored to work with you if you would like, if you're open to that. My voice is again funky. Hold on. She's very excited for the work that you've been doing. She's speaking a lot about you right now. And she recognizes that, wow. So you're an ally, she said. So you're an ally. Your Pleiadian heritage, she's saying your Pleiadian heritage, the Pleiadians and the Arcturians have been partners for a long time. And she wants to thank you and your team and your people for being here, doing what you're doing, for this ascension process. She's honored to be a part of this call, to be here now. If she's saying, she's kind of putting you on the spot. It's funny, whenever I start to do this, my voice gets funky, but if you're open to it, she would love to contact you and be in contact with you. So if you do want to contact her, just call upon the purple light and she'll be there. So that message was for you. I thought it was gonna be something completely different, but that was for you directly, my friend. Pleiadian and Arcturians actually have some of the same lineage. They've crossed breeded, but it's not breeding isn't the word, because they don't like physically breed in that way, but they have energetically joined alliances or forces or whatever. They're very much one and the same, slight difference, kind of like, and they're kind of showing me like between you can kind of think of it as like as a someone from, I guess, like Africa and someone from Uruguay or something like that. Like they're really close. They're really close. Hold on. So the Pleiadians have been our friends for a very long time. We've evolved even beyond their not their understanding, but at one point in time, the Pleiadians looked up to the Arcturians, but the Pleiadians have since then evolved so much that they are now operating at the same consciousness, and now both species are here to assist in this ascension along with others. And they're actually saying now that they don't want it to be a Pleiadian Arcturian thing, but a higher advanced being, period. Humans can be included in that. Once humans take responsibility for who and what they truly are, each individual is then lifted up into the Galactic Council. The Galactic Council doesn't choose people. People choose their true self, which is automatically aligned with the Galactic Council. So the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, are part of this Galactic Council, and we send invitations to people. We send invitations to evolving species. Many humans will try to, especially, well, they're saying humans right now who are evolving, who are advancing. Oh, right now we're at a stage, and Chris is feeling this, I'm feeling this, I've seen it playing out, where we're getting restless because we've done so much work. Things are manifesting. We've hit this lull because there's always an ebb and a flow. And in this lull, we start to overdrive our awareness. Humans start to want to do more than what they need to do. So the invitation is to allow the human consciousness to be as is, and continue to trust the process. That the ETs are, as far as the ETs are concerned, and they don't speak for any other being other than the truth, we're doing a fantastic job. I'm actually feeling a lot of like high-fiving, a lot of like, woo, like going on. So we're doing a fantastic job, and not to be so hard on ourselves is kind of the message right now. But yes, we sense that there's more questions. So yes, ask questions.
In regards to an endeavor from their perspective of where they stand viewing the happenings of our world, what would be an endeavor of their perspective of the most efficient way to accelerate evolution within people, specifically utilizing the medium of technology to
Mm.
co-create this, because I'm aware that technology has been placed here to assist in the ascension and connecting beings worldwide. So utilizing this interface of technology, what would their suggestion be for a specific endeavor with this technological advancement that we possess on Earth to
Okay.
most efficiently accelerate the ascension?
So how to use technology to accelerate ascension. Okay, so first, what technology are you talking about? Because the technology that humans are currently using is not the most efficient technology that they can use. The most efficient technology that humans at this point in time can use is the technology of thought. Whenever we say the technology of thought, we mean the technology of being present with your own energy, with the thoughts that you're holding on to. This technology will transform your reality much faster than any physical device. They're also saying the physical devices now will then become more powerful once humans learn how to use the one and only technology. In other words, the more a human tunes into higher consciousness, then they pick up the communication devices, what they like to call it. We call them cell phones. Once they pick up that communication device, the energy, when they touch it, it has an actual effect on it. Humans don't understand this, but this is fact. This is true. This is the beginning stages of technology-assisted consciousness, meaning the thoughts that humans can project have the ability to affect your technology. When you pick up the device, when you make a post, when you give a shout out, the technology that you're using to do that is your inner light, your inner light, your inner light. They keep saying your inner light. Use your inner light technology. Speak from your heart center as you type and make posts. You have to understand that your technology physically is crude, but it is playing a role, and it is evolving as your consciousness evolves. And they want to say something about your music. You speak for the sound of the spheres. I, as Chris, have no idea what that means, but you would know more than I do. But you speak for the sound of the spheres. I don't know what that means.
I do, bro.
So whenever you make your music, they're saying, hold on. When you speak for the sound of the spheres, you become one with the one. And whenever you make music that comes through your technology, that it doesn't matter if one person hears it, because the energetic vibration that you're sending through the speakers creates more energy than anyone who ever listened to it. Meaning, do not worry about how many people hear your music. Simply continue to speak from the sound of the spheres. Simply continue to speak from that which you are. When you do this, and it goes through the physical phone, it will have a tremendous effect on people. We understand that was the underlining tone of your question, is how do I, as Derek, as Pleiades, use my music more to reach souls? And we want to say, continue to speak from the sound of the spheres, right? Continue to allow that to be your expression. Nothing more, nothing less.
So,
yeah.
Real quick, I would just like to, for myself as well as for everyone watching, tuning in, I would like to see if they would elaborate more upon, they said, the purple light.
Yes. So, all right. So for everyone who's going to hear this, we speak to all of you. We've spoken to all of you. We are you. The purple light is an invitation. We shared this with Chris. He shared it on his page. He's wrote about this. But we understand that humans need to hear things a couple times before they get it. So what the purple light is it's representing a decision, an invitation. Okay. Purple is the highest frequency of color that the human can see. It is not the highest color. Right. And this is the first I've heard this. Purple is only the highest as far as human consciousness is concerned. Okay. So whenever you imagine and whenever you work with the color purple, you're aligning yourself to the highest frequency of light, of the light spectrum, the fastest frequency, the most light, both light as in weight, but light as in, color and speed too, right? And what we want everyone listening to do is to just simply imagine the color purple and notice how you feel. Imagine it spinning right here in your third eye. Imagine the colors purple spinning. You can imagine kind of a swirling light or a pulsing purple. And immediately what's going to happen, in Pleiades, they're saying you can practice this as well, is you're going to start to feel your energy start to rise. You're going to start to feel yourself start to rise, right? What are we inviting you to? We're inviting you to the next phase of evolution. This is a choice. This is not a telling you what to do. This is an invitation. Humans are ready to take the next step forward. We can assist in this guidance, but we can't do it for you. They're saying that humans need to become energetically responsible. That there has to be an energetic responsibility with our energy. And the first way we do that is through meditation, imagining the different color spectrums and meditating on them. Okay. They're saying the reason Chris is having a hard time getting this message is because you can't put words to it. It is an experience. It's an experience. It's an experience. It's an experience. What else? Yeah, there's just lots of love. Like, I'm feeling really emotional. Like, just lots of so this happens whenever I allow this energy to come through, because it's such a we see all of you as you are. Like, there's no wrong, there's no good, there's no bad, there's no evil. There's just, we understand what you're going through as a human consciousness, and we love you. It's just, we love you, we love you, and we love you.
Please extend my gratitude and quite frankly the gratitude of all of planet Earth for their work and their assistance and their reception of our work here, and their guidance and their leading us towards the direction of light and evolution, and just extend the love that we feel for them.
Yeah. And this is the last thing that they're trying to say, as I get a hold of my own energy in this moment, is the easiest way to connect with them is through thought, because it is inviting you to move beyond your physical realm. And whenever you can access yourself in the thought realm and see how easy it is to connect, it makes your physical life so much easier, because you don't put such a demand and such a pressure on the physical to show up a certain way, right? So this is part of the purple light message, to be fluid. They're saying take it easy, like take it easy on yourselves. They're saying, especially those of you who are doing the deep work, like, and I think this is for me, like, give yourself a break. You all are doing a fantastic job. We will never be away from you. We can never be away from you. We're a part of you. This is a partnership, a friendship. Pleiades, they want to say this before they go, before they close the channel. They don't really close the channel, but before I allow my consciousness to come back fully here. As you age, your work is going to change. You're going to be meeting people. They're saying not to hold on, don't hold on to this, but allow it to happen. You're going to be meeting people who are going to assist you on your journey in ways that you've never thought, beyond music, that you are actually a powerful teacher, that you hold a vibration within the higher realms that pours through your vessel. But as you age, and they're saying physically age, that you're going to have easier access to this state of being. And they're saying miracles are going to happen in your life. Not that they already aren't. I'm saying this as now as Chris, but recognizing that as you age, that as you move forward, you're going to do some very powerful things. I as Chris, I don't know what that means, but they want you to recognize that. Don't put a timestamp on it. Let it go. They're saying, but the energetic blueprint is there. It's within you now. They needed to say that. So it is done. Nothing more, nothing less. And we say life and light. We lift you in spirit. We lift you in vibration, and we lift you in truth. I thank you, team, for showing up, for being here. So that was a first for me. I don't know what just happened. Woo! Wow.
For the first time on a, on a podcast, how do you run out of words to say?
Wow. Yeah, I just want to honor this moment, and just really honor the vibration that was sent here. My whole body's still vibrating. My hands are sweating. And this is what happens whenever you allow yourself to align with a higher consciousness, is that your body becomes a vehicle. And I guess here we go. What I'm hearing is I'm not special in doing this, that we all have access to this ability, to this practice of becoming cosmic guides. Right. And we communicate that way, the way you just saw, the way the eyes experienced, through pure consciousness. Like they come through my physical body's having a reaction to this. So this is very real. This is not just this is very real. And it's why I do what I do. Why I was grateful to have this podcast with you, to show people, I guess, Spirit had something else to share today. Oh my God. Woo. Oh man. How are you feeling, brother? What's up, man?
If I'm being honest, I feel it feels very surreal. It feels very, I was literally sitting in a field for like an hour in meditation, sending out to guides, my higher self, creator itself, everything, looking for an answer to the thing that I was saying. Like,
I totally forgot you asked that question.
Yeah.
I literally wow. Yeah, brother. That's it.
It gave me everything I needed, everything that I was looking for, and more. Amazing. And it just it shed so much light on so many, it's really, I'm not trying to surface all of it during the podcast right now, but it just sheds so much light on experiences that I've been having in dream states and in deep meditations, and just it's bringing back a lot of emotions and a lot of memories of things, dreams that I didn't remember, and out of body experiences that I didn't remember. And
yeah,
I'm just so grateful to be able to co-create this moment with you, brother. And I'm so grateful
Likewise.
that you've been here to allow this energy to channel through your vessel, to allow not only us, but everyone listening and tuning in that will tune in afterwards to experience this information for the upliftment of humanity. And it's so evident that it was necessary for it to not even, we didn't call, but we called.
We called, brother. We called.
Just having the podcast was the call. They were like, "Oh, you gonna have a podcast without us? Oh, you going?"
See, see, and I've never used this in a video before, I don't think. So this is the energy, bro. I'm telling you, whenever I asked Asha to make this, I said, and she saw that she saw her too. She came to her on the beach. So like this is very real, people. Like I don't need to, but I would like people to understand that like ETs are very real. Like it's not just, oh look at those cool lights in the sky. Like I feel my emotions coming back, but like I take this stuff seriously. Like preparing humanity to become interstellar. What does that mean? We have to look beyond our noses to the stars. We all talk about the stars, but really when it comes down to it, how much are we actually connecting with them? How much are we actually looking at them? How much are we actually speaking to them? How much are we actually meditating as them? How can we move our energy out of our body, not even an astral projection, but just through consciousness, and extend our aura into the vastness of space and become a star, and then see ourselves meditating, right? They would like humans to embody that level of power because we can, and that's the only way we're going to move forward. That's the only way human species is going to move forward, by, as Einstein said, doing something from a different level of consciousness that created it to begin with. This is it. This is that next level of consciousness, right? And I laugh at myself for the day that I had, like, dude, you really let that get to you? Because when I get into this state, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot. How often do we forget how powerful we are? Right?
It's
Oh,
characteristic of this
mm,
plane that we are in to re-immerse ourselves and identify with, and that's where the ebbs and flows come in. It's not just
right.
I'm awake and now I'm awake for the rest of this incarnation. It's usually like I'm awake and then you fall back into slumber and then you come back into awakeness, and then you come, with varying
Right.
degrees, with factors that are more limitless than we can express right now. But it's
Right.
definitely an ebb and flow, coming back to yourself and then losing yourself,
Over.
and then coming back to yourself and losing yourself. And
Mm,
and
mm,
and
mm,
that goes with one of the messages that was coming through, of being patient and
mm.
allowing ourselves to
Yes,
be
that is true.
fluid, they use the words of. And this is really a pivotal theme for sure with a lot of humanity, specifically with the light workers, man, because
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
there's a very large increase of energy, and to be able to sustainably perform this work is what I'm realizing, because I
Right.
myself have been pushing boundaries as of the beginning of this year, specifically in terms of everything that I can possibly do. And I'm realizing how much of it I have written and how much, I have to execute. And I'm realizing to, rather than throw myself completely, everything that I have into it and then leaving no energy left,
Mm,
I might get all that stuff done, but then I'm gonna be in this major like recuperation phase
mm-hmm,
of like
mm-hmm.
having to, all right, now I need to really relax like for a long period, and really just taking the time to like balance it, get a little bit of those things on that list done, but making time to relax and making time to recharge, rather
Yes.
than not giving yourself time to recharge and just do. I say it all the
Right.
time. It's like we're human beings, not human doings. We're
Doings. Right.
here to just exist.
And another thing is allowing your, and they share a lot about time. They
Mm.
share a lot about time. And they gave me a hack for this, okay? Which is really cool. They keep giving me these little like uh um matrix hacks, I guess, but really it's just technology. And this goes back to your question you asked. And this is going to help you in these moments because you are a very powerful creator, right? And what we I float between we and I a lot because I see myself as one with that consciousness. I kind of, like you said, do this a lot. So if I say I and we, just so people understand. so so we want to give you this hack for those times you're expending a lot of energy. When you become a time bender, this is what you're doing, okay? And I know that you understand this. You are taking it, you're allowing yourself to focus so much in the moment. Whenever you're focused in the moment, you actually bring more light into the moment. Light is how we experience. Light is the reason why I experience things, okay? So when you're focused, even for 30 seconds, you experience more in 30 seconds than you could in 2 hours when you're over here and over there and doing this and doing that. So the key that they shared with me is to bring your attention as much as possible to the present moment, even if it's just for 30 seconds, and just exist just for that 30 seconds, and that'll supercharge you, okay? Now, also, whenever you're making music, whenever I'm doing my work, when I'm with my kids, if I can, even just for 10 seconds, bring all my awareness there, I experience so much more than I would in 2 hours, because now more light is there, right? So that's it. Just focus as much as you can in each moment, excuse me, and you'll be able to experience more, and you won't be as tired. So that's the key.
Absolutely. Concentration and presence. It's
Mm.
you know as well as I, brother, that it's the foundational stepping stone towards evolution and ascension within any
Everything.
sense of the word, for us to
Mm.
reach the next level of consciousness. Every single person on this planet, for them to progress within, it all starts with concentration and stillness, and being able to be within yourself and hold that focus. And then when you're able to just focus, then and only then are you able to consciously and intelligently, in accordance with your will, direct that focus,
Move that energy.
and that's
right.
And that's where you're able to really truly manifest. So
This has been amazing, man. I
um
can't even. Wow.
yeah, man, there's
I
no
don't even know what time it is.
oh yeah, we're already a half hour over, but you know, that's
Okay.
it's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing. I
Yeah.
just recently bought the pro version of this Buzzsprout thing, so we got the time. It's all good.
Wow, that's so
I can host
crazy.
it. Yeah, and you know what else is crazy? I was literally, one of the questions I was gonna ask you was relating to the Galactic Federation of Light, essentially, which is what they straight
You
up
were gonna
answered
ask me
it.
that? That's so
I
crazy.
swear,
That's
bro.
so crazy, bro. That's amazing. Like, I'm telling you,
As
like,
soon as
that's
you
how
started talking about it, I was like,
that's how it works. Like, that's how it works. Like, literally just pulling wisdom from the Akashic records. You're just pulling it, right? And wow, I didn't know you were gonna ask that question. And they've spoken before, and I haven't really talked a lot about that with people because I feel like it's touchy, but it came through loud and clear today that, like, the Galactic Federation of Light is not really understood. Like, it's like, I guess humans think like it's something that they have to get chosen for, and the way that I'm taught is no. I remember the day I became aligned with that energy. I was sitting under the tree in my backyard, and I saw a starship. I got this huge download of information and this rush of energy, and I was like, I'm a member. Literally, I was like, I'm wait, ooh. And I just like was just overtaken by this energy. I was like, but how's this possible? Like, just all this stuff. And they're like, it's way easier than you thought. So, and I will speak on this if we have time. Is this cool?
bro, absolutely, let it all flow.
So, something they did share, I have it written down, is that in the Galactic Federation of Light, there's no hierarchy. Like, they have humans in the Galactic Federation. They have reptilians. Like, any being can be in the Galactic Federation, because it's not about like the form. It's about the frequency. It's about the frequency. And then within that, like, the higher beings in that Galactic Federation are usually the ones who have the most how are they saying, like, the most light, or the most realized light, because like even they are still evolving and ascending, but it's all relative. You see what I'm saying? So the beings in the Galactic Federation are just as curious and just as peaceful with the beings like on the lower vibration. And the beings of the lower vibration are just as respectful and kind and loving to the higher vibration. Like there's no like da 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 da. It's just all about it's a vibration thing. It's a vibrational thing they keep saying. It's just about the vibration. So
That's
this stuff is this
absolutely.
deep, bro. It's deep stuff, man. This is like deep space. Like
Yeah, I mean, it's really the definition of deep, man. It don't get deeper than the infinite, and that's what we're tapping,
Just to get deeper than that.
and that's what we're tapping into, man. So,
Mhm.
yo, I would just if there's any other final things that you're feeling called to express, and then like, you know, we're definitely gonna have to have you on here for some more of these for sure. And
Yeah,
like next time, I'm gonna have a list of questions ready for if this happens again.
honestly, yeah, brother.
So I'm gonna be like, you know, that's what was as soon as you were like, keep the questions coming. I was just thinking, I'm like, God, Jesus, like, put on the spot
Put on
here.
the
Like,
spot,
what can I ask? Infinite intelligence, essentially. Like,
brother.
so it
And
really had me
that's
thinking, like,
I know
what
what
do
I
I
want to
want
know.
to know? Because
Hmm.
I feel there's, you know, there's so much that I know, but the things that I don't know are not within the scope of my
Right.
awareness to, you know,
To
so
even
it's,
ask, to even
oh
ask,
my
to even ask.
goodness. It's
It's
definitely
crazy,
really
brother.
puts things into perspective to ask, like, see what questions you can ask, and that can expand
Mm,
your horizons to, you know, to really just, even without the whole extraterrestrial channeling aspect of it, to just write a
period.
list of questions down that you really want answered, as much as you think that you know
Right.
the universe and you know
Mm,
yourself and you know there's always more to learn. So to really
there's
take that,
always more.
that's really what was coming to me when I was thinking about what
Mm-hmm.
questions I even want answered, is like,
Mm-hmm.
I need to,
Well, what do I want to ask?
yeah.
Right. Exactly. And it's and another thing is, and this is how they teach, right? This is how the Galactics teach is they won't give you the answer. They'll have you like you just gave yourself the answer. They were just a vehicle. You see
Yeah,
how that worked?
I do. I
And
do.
that's like the master teacher. Like they do this with me all the time. I'm like, oh, that's that's why. And they're like, see, you don't need us. And that's the cool thing about it is like they empower you to realize that you're powerful, full of power. You see what I'm saying? They could care less about, you know, you trying to figure it all out. They just want to see you step into your power. Because once you do that, like we have the answers already. We do. And they're like, see, what do you need us for? Why are you asking us? Like, you got that. So the last thing I'll say on behalf of everyone is truly thank you from the top and the middle of my being, all of it, for being present. All of you who will sit and watch this full podcast. I feel like you'll be pulled into a little vortex itself because that's what it was today. Thank you so much. I'm excited to meet all of you at UHA weekend. Peaceful Human www.peacefulhumanadvancement.com is the website. Thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable and just step into that. That was crazy for me. Like I've done that once on a YouTube video, but I've never done it, you know, like this. But I
In
know,
real time.
well, I've been told that I'm going to start doing that more by uh, Angelica, who's actually going to be at the retreat. She's like, Chris, you're going to be pulled into this, and so this is all part of it. Let me see if there's anything else that they want to share briefly. They know it needs to be brief. It's a joy. We are full of joy, and we fill you with joy. And when you see us in the skies, that's why you feel the joy. It's just mutual joy reflection. They're saying also not to look. Oh, wow. So don't just look to the skies for us, but look within your own being. That's the note they want to end on. Look within your own being, your own inner space for us, because that's truly where we reside. Oh, that's deep. Yeah. Look within your own inner being.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
Okay.
And there we have it, my
That's
friends. How do
it.
you find aliens? You don't go outside and get a telescope. You look inside. That's really all there is to it, because they are but reflections of us.
Right. Exactly. And that's the message. And that's the message that they want all humans to understand is stop seeing them as external, as extra, but see them as one with the all. the all-in-one as we are, as humans are. Beautiful.
Wow.
Mm,
Ineffable gratitude for your presence,
likewise.
brother. Ineffable gratitude. So for those who have been tuning in this entire time, you're a champ. You are a true truth seeker.
You're doing it. You're it.
Yep, you're really there with us. You're really on this wave, man. I'm so grateful.
People fell asleep. They came back. They astral projected. Like what are they?
Like,
where'd they go?
These podcasts are the best type of thing to listen to, yo. We're probably influencing people's dreams. Like, they're just dreaming about like these conversations.
I'm serious. Is this live, by the way?
No, it's not live. I'm gonna be
Okay,
posting this on May 22nd in a couple days.
Yes, you did say that. Okay.
Woo! Yeah, so it's just been a blessing. So for sure, we're gonna have to end it off now. For sure, all of y'all check out the UHA weekend. Mm-hmm. Check out Peaceful Human Advancement. All of his content, I'll put like all of his information if you're watching this on YouTube in the description. I'm going to put his website and all that information and stuff like that. And if I can, in like a description in Spotify and SoundCloud as well, I will put all of his information. Also, Peaceful Human Advancement on Instagram. That links all of his information. And yeah, stay connected and definitely reach out if you're looking for more information in relation to a lot of the stuff that we have shared today. And gratitude. Last thing.
Last thing. They're saying bring questions because this is going to get people to start ask questions. So anyone who's watching this, you and others, bring your questions. I'm putting my own self on the spot, but the energy is bring your questions because we're going to be here and we're ready. Okay. Life and lights. Yes. Gratitude,
life
brother.
and light,
keep beaming,
my friends.
Keep shining. I know you know about that boy Thoth too, so.
Yep. Yeah, you already know, man.
We're not gonna get started.
That's for the next time you hop on the podcast.
All right.
All right, y'all. Abundance and light, prosperity.
Yes. Bye.